Dadgummit. What a mess. This is it, folks. This is real. Oh. This is real right here. Real life farming. Well, hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheridan Park Farms. Welcome back to the farm. It is another absolutely beautiful day here in the mountains of western North Carolina. We're coming up on the Memorial Day weekend, and the weather is, well, it's about perfect. Low humidity, it's not crazy hot. I mean, it's just nice. I mean, it's just absolutely nice. We got a lot of stuff going on today. We're getting a little later in the day. We've had a couple things that we've been working on earlier. I need to run out and move cows. Sondra's going to work on fixing us a little bit of supper. But hang out with us for a little bit, and let's see if we can get a little work done.
So somebody wants peas and dumplings for supper tonight. So I'm been out and picked a few, and this is just the very first picking, and there's twice that many out there on the vines. But they're still kind of small, so this is the first round. We're going to have peas and dumplings, and I think we'll have some creamed corn, some cornbread, and grilled pork tenderloin for supper. Maybe even a salad.
That just looks fresh, don't it?
Yeah, boy.
Looks like springtime.
You can see. Hold me right up.
Spool up here. Oh yeah. And these are easy peasy.
Easy
right?
peasy.
Sweet. These are sweet peas.
Mm-hmm.
And we got these from, where did I get these at?
I think we got them from Hoss.
Ordered them from Hoss. Now these seeds was a couple years old, wasn't they?
Yeah, these seeds are like 2 years old.
But they've held up pretty good. So. All right. All right, y'all. We're going to work on moving these cows, but I want to come up here real quick. So I'm at the top of the hill in the road. That's the road going out to the house. In the road up here. And I wanted to look at, from a higher angle, where the cows were at and sort of what they had done over the past they've been here 24 hours, over the past 24 hours, to see if I had given them enough grass, too much grass, or just right grass. And let me see if I can zoom in here a little bit. So right down here at the bottom, so they're on a hillside. And right here, man, it ain't hard to tell. I mean, you can tell where the fence line is. And this is all temporary, just temporary fence. So right here's the line. I mean, right there it is. And you can come up, and I mean, you can tell where they've been here and they're not over there. So I'm looking at it, and it looks to me like, and up here on the hillside itself, I want to zoom back out. Up here on the hillside itself, they've not done much. They probably slept up here last night because that's real typical of cows. They typically will go to the highest point in whatever pasture that they're in at night, because it gets them above where the potential predators are coming from, and it's just a natural safety thing for them. But they've not eaten a lot. They're up here munching on it right now, but they've not eaten a whole lot. But when I'm looking at this, and this is all, it's speculation. I mean, this is as much an art as it is a science. It looks to me like there's a little bit more left than what I would want to have left. So we're going to move them this way now. And so what I was doing was I came up and I counted how many fence posts we had between their space. So right there's a half. So we got 1, 2, this is just drinker, 3, 4. So we got 4.5 fence sections here that they're in. And looking at their water. I don't know if you see. I got their water. Oh, let's see here. Let's zoom down. Oh, come on now. Their water right there. I've got it right on the edge. It's not running over. It's not running over, but it's touching the lip. So anyway, 4.5. So I think I'm gonna give them 3.5. So what we'll do here, so this will be our half. It'll be 1, 2, and then this little guy right here will be number 3 for us. So we're gonna do this, and I'm looking ahead to where we're going. Let's see here, I'm gonna zoom y'all in here, see if I can get to it. So we're gonna go, let's see, 1, 2, I'm gonna go to that fence post right there. Oh, I'm gonna zoom it in all direction, point y'all in the right direction. You can't even tell it. There's 1, we're gonna go to that fence post right there. So we'll do 2 posts down there, 3 up here. That's a little less space than what they had last night. So we'll see what they do with it, you know. And every time you come out here and move these cows and give them a new spot, you got to look at it and think, okay, too much grass, not enough grass, right amount of grass. And looks to me like they had a little too much. So we're going to trim them back a little. We're going to put them on a diet tomorrow. We'll trim them back a little bit, see how they do with it. So that's kind of the plan. We're going to do 3.5 sections up here. We'll do 2 down there and pull it off. So, and y'all, let me tell you, these cows, they are looking good. 341 right here. This one right here in front of us. Looking good. My Herefords down there, you can't hardly see them from here. Big Red down there, man, he looks good. Hang on. I got a couple that ain't slicking off very well, and they're not putting on a whole lot of weight. Thinking about taking them to sale and shifting, doing a little something different. But anyway, we'll figure all that out. But for right now, let's get these guys moved. We'll move a drinker and all. I don't know if I've got a hydrant close enough down there to move them on to. I think I do. Yes, I do. I got a hydrant down there. So, okay. We'll move water, put up a new fence, move some cows.
So the first thing I'm going to do is get the oven going. We'll set it at 450. And I'm going to start my getting my pan hot for my cornbread. And to make cornbread, everybody in my house, everybody in my family knows that I have a particular pan that I use for that. And that's all it's used for, is cornbread. And this is it. It's a number 8, large block, Griswold. If anybody knows anything about Griswold, you know what I mean when I say large block. So it's got the big letters on the back of it. It's a number 8, large block Griswold. So the first thing I'm going to do, I didn't know if this was tallow or if it was lard. It's tallow. So that's rendered beef fat. So first thing I'm going to do here is put a little bit of this tallow in my pan, and then I'm going to put my pan in the oven so it can be getting hot. And I'm going to just set this out here because I'm going to be using it some more. So this goes in the oven, and I won't take it out again until I'm ready to pour my batter, my cornbread batter, into it. Next thing I'm going to do is put my peas in the pot here. And these are those peas that I shelled out earlier today. And I'm going to put just a little more water in them. And set them on the stove to be warming up. Put them on a medium low. And I'm going to get some of my chicken stock powder that I make and put in that. So this is my chicken stock powder. I make it in the freeze dryer. So I make my chicken stock and I stick it in the freeze dryer for about 48 hours. And then it's ready to go. These are some oxygen absorbers in the top of it. So I'm going to take a couple of tablespoons of this chicken stock powder and put it in with my peas. And that's just like taking some of the canned or cardboard box chicken stock that you find in the grocery store. Except this is homemade from our chickens, so it doesn't have any salt or any preservatives or anything in it. So there's that. And now I'm going to cut this corn off the cob. And y'all, I found this nifty little corn cutter here. I really like it, but you have to get used to it. It's a learned skill, and I'm not done this all winter, so I may make a mess right here. Not too bad. But here's how it works. It's got these teeth on it, and you pull it back towards you. And it works great. Until you get too deep with it, and then it cuts into the cob, makes a mess. And I'm real bad to not get all the silks out of the corn. So I've got to get this other one cut off and stop a minute and pick out all the silks.
So I rode up to the back part of the farm. Where I had the cows, well, up behind the shop, and I had a drinker up there. So I got a drinker to go down here instead of trying to use that one up there. I've got two different setups on them. I've got one that just plugs into a regular garden hose, and then I've got one that's got this plastic. Show it on camera. Got this plastic quick connect thing. It just plugs into the connectors down here in the field like an air hose, and you got pressurized water. I think I'm where I can get to an outlet and get that thing in. So that way I don't have to mess with another drinker. While we're out here riding around, I'm going to show y'all this right quick. These are meat chickens. And a couple weeks ago, is that thing dead? No, he just stretched out. A week or so ago, a couple weeks ago, we had some predator problems. And so we got a couple of geese and put them in here. And I'll tell y'all, since them geese been in here, we ain't had no problems. I know they're aggravating, but they help keep the predators chased away. Stupid geese. All right. Kind of nasty. I'll put up this little piece of wire, little short piece of that temporary fence. I'll hook it into my main line and put it up around my pipe back here where the connector is, because we've got a piece of 4-inch PVC. And what this does is keeps the cows from coming back here messing with it. They won't kick that PVC over. They won't step on the connector, break it, all that kind of stuff. Because cows they're just as curious as they can be. So that keeps them from getting back there and messing with it.
All right, so I've got all the silks out of my corn, and I'll show y'all here. The other thing I've done is I've taken the cobs and I've broke them in two. I'm gonna put them back in the corn while it's warming to get all the good juice out of those cobs. And now I think I will make my cornbread mix. And I use a plain cornmeal mix that I get from my good friends over at Carringer Farms, Donnie and Belinda Carringer. They grow a type of corn that's called Jimmy Red. And so it doesn't have any leavening or anything in it, but this is what I use. And it's beautiful, and it comes out so pretty. So I use 2 cups of Jimmy Red plain cornmeal. And then we'll use a half a teaspoon of salt. And where's my baking powder here? Baking powder. We use a couple of teaspoons of baking powder. Get me a couple of eggs here. Put them in there. And then I'll get my buttermilk out. And we'll use about 1/2 to 3/4 of a cup of buttermilk. And I'm going to look at my pan here. Yeah, we're nice and hot. So I'm going to mix this up. And then I'm going to pour some of that tallow in here. And you want this to be a pretty loose batter, because it needs to be able to pour right in. Put a little more buttermilk in here. So that's probably closer to about a 1/4 cup of oil and a 1.5 cups of buttermilk. And the last thing I'm going to do before I pour this into my hot pan is I'm going to take a little bit of this cornmeal and sprinkle it in the pan. And that helps give it a good crust, and it also helps it release from the pan when it's done. So this goes back in the oven probably around 25 to 30 minutes. And I'm going to get my flour out while I'm down here. Because I'm going to make a couple of mixes here for potato cakes and dumplings for my peas. And y'all, right here's something that I have found that I really like. What did I do with my big one? The cup. There it is. So traditionally, I always, just like everybody else, I've always had the plastic measuring cups and measuring spoons, and well, they get gone and go everywhere. These are magnetic, so they stay together. And they're marked really well. They go all the way from 1/16 of a teaspoon to 1 tablespoon. And then they've got this little leveler that goes with it. I really like those. And the measuring cups are the same way. They're magnetic. It won't hardly hold all of them up, but you see what I'm saying. I really like these. They stay together well. And I'm going to give them a shot of this, that corn. I'm going to give it a shot of this chicken stock also. About a 1/4 cup of this powder to a cup of water will give you a nice concentration of a cup of chicken stock. So I'm going to let those heat up for a little bit.
So I got 1, 2, 3.5, like I said a minute ago. So we got 3.5 sections of fence up here at the top of the hill. And I had just laid out my post. You can see the tracks where the side by side run right there. And I got kind of steep in a spot or two. So next thing we're gonna do, let's see if I can get this camera arranged so y'all can see what I'm doing with this thing. All right, so what I'll do is I'm gonna take my temporary fence. I've got a non-conductive handle on it, and I'm just going to clip it somewhere on this barbed wire. Now it won't energize the barbed wire because it's got a non-conductive handle on it, of course. And we'll just string this thing out, and I'm just going to run these posts all the way down. And what I always do at my end posts, whether it's down there where I'm clipping in or whether I'm clipping in right here, I'll wrap that thing around my temporary post a couple times, and that way it helps it stay. Maybe it's foolish, but that's what I do. All right, let's get this thing clipped into a post or two, and then y'all ride with me back down the hill. Get it started. I don't know if y'all can see them. They're standing right there at the fence. I mean, they're ready to go. I'm gonna make them walk down the hill. I ain't gonna be happy about that. They'll be all right. Twist up on me. Come on now. Don't be fussy. Postman put this one in crooked. And now I'm putting this thing in the top notch on these posts because I want to encourage them to graze right up to it and under it. And we'll put a spark on it, so I mean if they try to monkey with it, they'll leave it alone. I don't have to come back and put another post in right there, I believe. That's pretty steep. And actually riding along in this grass like this, where your fence is at, kind of helps because it gives them a little bit more visibility. They can see where the line's at. All right, now once we get down here to the end, we just take our wire. This thing's got a metal clip on it, and we'll just wrap our wire around our metal clip a couple times so we got good contact, and we'll just clip her right in, and that thing is got a spark on it now. Should keep them off of it.
All right, now I'm going to make my potato cake mix here, and what I've got is 2 cups of old mashed potatoes. These are about 3 days ago. And 2 of them I'm going to put in. I've already got 1 egg and 1 cup of flour in this bowl. So I'm going to put my potatoes in here. And then I'm going to put, these are freeze-dried chopped onions. And it's just as light as a feather. And the recipe calls for a medium onion. So I'm going to put a good handful right in there just like that. And then once I'm done, I'll put the oxygen absorber back in there. And then I've got this handy dandy little machine that takes the air out of the jar. So I'll get all the air out of that jar. And then also I'm going to add about a half a cup of tallow. And then I'll add some salt and pepper. And that'll be it. And these will be ready to fry up. And these, you want these to be actually pretty dry. They don't need a whole lot of liquid to them or they'll fall apart in your pan while you're trying to fry them up. And I don't have to worry about reconstituting those onions because the liquid in the potatoes and the liquid in the egg is going to take care of that for me. And y'all, I'm real bad to not measure anything. So, you know, it's a pinch of this and a pinch of that. And that's the way I learned to cook, and that's just the way I do it. Chuck says I never fix the same thing twice. It's always a little different. This is ready to be fried up in the potato cakes. Alright, so now the next thing I'm doing is I'm making my dumpling mix for my peas and dumplings. So I've got a cup of flour here, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Then I'm going to get a little bit of, about 2 teaspoons of baking powder here. And then I'm going to finish off my buttermilk here. and I'm gonna need to make that a little thinner. So I'm gonna get some of our regular raw milk to finish it off with. All right, so I've got some of our raw milk here. Pour in there. And we're gonna need just a little more of this tallow. So I'm gonna melt that. And while that's melting, I'll go ahead and mix this up. And that's a little too thin, so I'm gonna add a little more flour to it. All right, now we're ready to make our peas and dumplings. All right, so my peas are ready. I'm gonna try them here. Hey boy. Put a little salt in that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop these dumplings in there. And then put the lid back on it. And let them steam. So these dumplings, they will go to the bottom. But then as they start steaming, they come up to the top. I know I've made way too much batter here, so I'll probably put the rest of this in the fridge and use it another night. Alright, I'm going to turn the heat back up a little bit, put the lid back on, and let them do their thing. The last thing I'm going to start here is I've got some beets that are straight out of the garden, and I'm going to put them in. I don't know, Daddy, do you like beets?
Yeah, I like beets.
Okay, so me and Daddy will eat these beets. Chuck probably won't have nothing to do with them. You like stewed beets or pickled beets, or both?
Well, I know I like pickled beets.
Okay, well, we'll try some stewed beets here tonight. And now in my frying pan here, I've got a little more tallow, and I'm gonna start frying my potato cakes. And while that's heating up, we'll go outside here and put this pork loins on the grill.
Let's see if they'll come down. Y'all, we've talked about this before. This grass, I know I've got a lot of seed heads out here, but down underneath it, like right here's a big patch. Down underneath this, I mean, there is so much grass, and I don't know what that is. Some kind of pretty something. But there's so much grass down here. And what I'm wanting them to do on some of this tall stuff is knock it over. Just push it down. Puts more carbon down on the soil, and really helps to get a lot of biology going. That kind of thing. So let's see if we can get them to come down. See what they'll do. You can see right over here what they've done to this. I mean, they have just, I mean, they've done good. They still a whole lot standing, a little more than I want standing. I want a little bit more of it either pushed down or eat. And also we're getting, I don't know if you can see it on camera, we're getting a few good manure pats over there, so that's what we want too, some good manure. Woo, cow! Woo, cow! Take this thing up. Right here's what I'm talking about. So I got that wire wrapped around there, and then whenever you clip onto that, that's hot. So it automatically puts a spark on the rest of your fence. So I'm gonna reel this up a little bit. Gotta hold on to my camera and run a reel at the same time. I'm gonna reel this up and see if they'll come down. Sometimes they'll come to the clicking sound of that reel too. Getting a big wide spot here. Stay nice and tight. And right here is something you want to see on your manure pats is, see all these little bitty holes? Those are dung beetle holes. what happens is those dung beetles will come up and they'll get a ball of that. Then they'll burrow down into the ground and will take that ball of manure, and that's what they feed their young on. So you get that manure, you know, get a deep dive on that down into the ground, and that really helps to feed your soil and improve your grass. So here's where they've been bedding down here. That's why all this is mashed down so flat. Got a lot of manure in it too. Woo, cow! Woo, cow!
And this is a pork tenderloin that I have had in a marinade for about 5 hours, and this is a Greek marinade. So I'm gonna open this up and try not to spill it all over everything. Open up my grill here. And put these on. So this is one tenderloin off of one of our pigs, and I cut it in half. So there's what it looks like. And that'll take about, it won't take long, maybe 20 minutes. Maybe not even that long. So I'll make sure I've got my vents open a little bit, but not all the way, or it'll burn everything. And we're good to go here.
What are you doing? I've called and I've called and I've called, and y'all standing up here. Aggravate. All right, everybody. Time to go down the hill. Well, no wonder some of you's laying down up here. Good gracious. All right, let's go. Come on. Get up. Come on. Get up. Get up, honey. Get up. We've got to go. Come on. Jump up. All right. Turn this thing off while I'm up here anyway. All right, y'all. Scoot, scoot. All right. Let's go. Scoot. Scoot, scoot, scoot. Scoot, scoot. Scoot, scoot. Well, will you come through up here if I do this? Come here. Everybody come here. Well, got it hot. No, that one ain't hot. Come through right up here. Come on up here. All right. Come on, scoot, scoot. Scoot, scoot. Let's go. Scoot. Scoot, scoot. I don't want you to do that. Don't do that. You'll catch my wire. Okay. We take what we can get, I guess, won't we? Dadgummit. What a mess. This is it, folks. This is real. Oh. This is real right here. Real life farming. All right, let's go. Scoot, scoot. Come on. All of you. Go ahead. Go ahead. Just don't pull my wire too bad. Just step over it if you don't mind. Go ahead. Go, Red. There you go. Step over. Everybody step over. Step over. Be kind. See, cows like you make me hate them. Here, give me that back. Oh. Gosh almighty. Well, that's about the ugliest cow move you ever see. Right there, folks. Don't be trying to learn from me. Good grief. Make a terrible mess. All right. That is the most non-textbook move you'll ever see. Couldn't get them to go through where I had a gap. The wire got loose. They decided they'd just walk across it. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. We grow them because they're tasty, not because they're smart.
And now I'm gonna start my cakes. And you just take a spoonful, sort of mash it down in the middle, make a little cake with it. And you don't make these very big or they get hard to handle and they fall apart on you. And so we'll just watch these real close, and when they're ready, we'll flip them. And when these get brown on one side, you just flip them over. I'm going to take these corn cobs out of this corn and get ready to do some creamed corn. Yep, I started to say if I've done it right, it'll come right out. So this is why I use my number 8 Griswold for cornbread only, because man, it don't stick to nothing. And it doesn't even get washed. I'll let it cool off here, and I'll just wipe it out with a paper towel and put it up. I won't even wash it. It doesn't take them very long at all. You just want them brown on both sides. Alright, so to do our creamed corn, I'm going to put some butter in this corn. And I keep my butter out on the counter in a butter barrel. Good pat of butter in there. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this butter and mix it with some flour. And that's why I keep my butter out on the counters, because it stays soft and it's easy to work. I'll put a little bit of this flour in there, and that'll be our thickening for our creamed corn. A couple of tablespoons, maybe three tablespoons of flour. And people have a lot of trouble mixing flour and water with it being lumpy. And the reason that is because flour won't mix with water. You gotta have some kind of fat to mix with flour to get it to not be lumpy in whatever you're putting it in. Alright, that's ready. So here's my paste, my butter and flour paste, and I just put that right in with the corn. And just mix it right in. And that's going to give me creamed corn. It's already thickening up. I may have to add a little water to that. I don't know, that looks pretty good. I'm going to turn the power off to that. And then we'll just let that sit and think about it till the rest of it's done.
So if you can finally get your cows moved, this is what they'll do. I mean, they're just going right to work, going right after the good stuff. So a little bit smaller spot than they had yesterday. Well, looking at it, I don't know that it's much smaller, but anyway, at least it ain't no bigger spot that they had yesterday. So we'll leave them on this for 24 hours. Move again tomorrow. But this grass down here, all of this end of this pasture down here, when we first came, the previous owners had horses out here, And the grass was, I mean, it's kind of scant. It wasn't very good. Wasn't a whole lot of it. But it's gotten so much better over the past couple of years. We've ran chickens, we've ran cows down here. We've had a lot of animal pressure on it. And then rest. Again, rest is the key on this stuff. You can put them out on a pasture and just leave them forever. They're going to eat it down to the ground. And then you're not going to have good carbon capture. You're going to get a lot of runoff, wash. Your grasses aren't going to be very good. It's just not good to put them on a spot and just leave them, and never give them any new. So we try to move them, and I mean, the cows have been here now. They've been here for a day, and we've got, probably 60% of the grass still standing that they've not even touched. So, and what'll happen, it'll come back. It'll come back even stronger and thicker and more lush, putting that carbon on, right here where they've stomped it down, and manure and urine. I mean, it makes everything so much better. So, got mineral and kelp right here. We'll move that on the other side of the wire, and these guys will be done. So I give these guys kelp and mineral, and I've read this in Joel Salatin's book. Don't mix them. So we've got, looks like we've mixed them, but you don't mix them. Mineral in one, kelp in the other. That way they will take as much as they need without overdosing on it. Of course, they can't really overdose, but they'll take as much as they need without taking more than what they need of the other one. And so it saves you a little bit, because that kelp's expensive. That stuff's, I think it's about $90 a 50-pound bag or something like that. It's pretty high, but it works. We don't have any, as long as we got them on kelp, we don't have any pink eye problems. None at all. Now, look at this foolishness. I come down here to put their wire back up, and look at them. Dadgum running. Daggone it. Y'all, I walked all the way up there. We went through all that aggravation just for y'all to come running down the hill. Bless them. Bless them, bless them.
I'll give y'all a look how it turned out here. So I waited on the pork loin about 15 minutes to let it cool, and then I've sliced it. I cook it to an internal of about 130 degrees, so it's about perfect medium rare. And then there's my sliced stewed beets, potato cakes, there's the cornbread, and there's the star of the night, peas and dumplings, Chuck's favorite, and then some creamed corn. And I'll probably slice a tomato to go with this. So we're ready to eat.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Oh, Lord have mercy.
We're
You
about
got poop on you.
I do.
Stay away, stay away.
Well, I got that on me from moving them cows and then planting them. I got dirt on me too from planting them grapes before I come in for supper. So, made a mess.
Poopy.
Poopy pants. Well, that was awful good supper.
Do you like it?
Yeah, boy. Pea dumplings. And then potato cakes. Man, now I didn't like
Now,
it.
Daddy liked them.
He did like them.
He eat like 4 or 5
Yeah.
of them.
I just don't care for the beets.
Well, it's an acquired taste.
I guess, I mean, I'll be honest with you, they tasted like dirt.
And what did I ask you?
You said, well, how do you know what dirt tastes like? And I said, well, I was a 5-year-old boy at one time.
You
So-
can remember that far back.
Well,
I mean, that's a long time ago.
I remember eating dirt. That's a pretty memorable event in your life. Eat a little dirt.
I guess.
But now,
Well, now I've eaten a little dirt like wrecking a motorcycle or something, but
Well-
I've not just intentionally took a big old spoonful of dirt.
well, maybe I didn't do that. But now, like pulling a carrot, there's always
yeah.
a little dirt on a carrot.
Yeah.
But that's what that beet tasted like, is dirt.
Oh, it does not. You need
Well,
to try a
maybe-
pickled one.
Maybe I do need to try pickle one. But now, thinking about it, maybe that beet tasted a little bit like a carrot.
Well, yeah.
And I like carrots now. But carrots are more sweet than that was.
Yeah.
That wasn't You know, carrots, I guess it's the sugar content in them.
Yeah, you just need to try pickled
Yeah.
meat.
So
He won't eat anything. He won't eat a pickle. He won't eat anything pickled.
I don't care for pickles.
But he loves stuff with vinegar in it. He hates vinegar. He hates pickles.
Like what? What are you talking
Potato
about?
salad,
Potato
egg salad.
Egg salad, yeah.
Gets a little whang in it. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you know what that is.
And then, that salad dressing that you make, that
Yeah.
Italian dressing, that's got vinegar in it,
Sure does.
and it's good.
It's got a
And,
lot of vinegar in it.
Yeah, and then, what do you call them? Buffalo wings.
Uh-huh.
That buffalo wing sauce got vinegar in it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it, but here's what I'm gonna do. This year, I'm gonna try some more pickles. I'm gonna try eating a pickle, and I'm gonna try some kraut.
Really?
I'm gonna try some kraut. I'm gonna try to expand my palate.
Nice.
If we're gonna grow all this stuff, I need to learn to eat a little bit more eclectically,
Or starve.
or starve. That's an option, I guess. That is an option.
Oh, me.
All right, well, hope y'all enjoyed this. A little bit different showing Sandra cooking, but we thought we'd try it because we done the strawberry jelly, and we've showed you cooking a little bit of stuff, and people have asked more about that. So I thought that might be something kind of fun and interesting to show, and then getting these cows moved. And I didn't show planting them grapes because I got a bunch more grapes to plant, and I got some raspberries to plant, and a neighbor gave us a bunch of stuff today to plant.
Yeah, we got elderberry.
Elderberry, yeah.
Um,
We got some mint.
yeah.
What else was it we got?
One of those, what kind of tomato did you call it?
Oh, yeah. So I've been texting back and forth with Andy about this. Spoon tomato. He says once you plant those, it'll act like a weed every year after because it'll just keep coming back. And they're just little old bitty, about the size of your thumbnail, little old bitty tomatoes. So
Well, maybe we need to find somewhere around the shop here.
that might not be a bad idea to plant that thing up here at the shop somewhere, like right
Just
over here,
let it go crazy.
and just let it go. I'll just need to make sure not to
Not to hit it with the weed
hit it with the weed eater. Yeah. But let's
Well,
see.
you put one of them, one of those cages.
Yeah, I put a cage around it. But we got spoon tomatoes. We got some mint, elderberry. What else? We got something else.
some lavender,
Lavender. That's right. We got some lavender
and 3 plants, okra plants.
and 3 okra plants. We like okra, but we've not grown okra here. We grew okra when we lived down in Greensboro.
And man, you talk about growing it.
Take over, slam take over, won't it?
But we may not be able to grow it very good here. The climate's quite a bit different
It don't get quite as. I mean, it gets hot, but it don't get quite as hot
for as long.
for as long. And I think that's what makes the difference for okra. But we'll try it. And I do like some okra. I like some fried okra.
Yeah.
Buddy of mine that I work with, Ed. Hey Ed, if you're watching, brought some pickled okra to work one time, and I tried that,
I like that stuff.
and it was pretty good. Now he says
You liked it.
it was okay. It was okay. He says that you've got to watch where you get pickled okra or when you pickle it. If you're not careful, it'll get slimy.
Yeah.
And when it gets slimy, it ain't no good. And I don't want slimy okra. Yeah. But now breaded and fried, buddy,
That's
I'll
good
stand there and
stuff.
eat that coming out of the frying pan like popcorn.
Yeah, boy. Sure will.
That's good stuff. Anyway, anything else you want to talk about?
I'm done.
I'm done too. I'm
I'm
about ready.
ready to get up.
Yeah, I'm ready to be done for the day. Like I always say, please keep us in your prayers. May God bless you and your families. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks.